The day Earth changed forever started like any other for John Carter. He woke up, made coffee, and checked the news. Then his phone rang. It was the president. "They're here," the president said. "The aliens are real, and they want to talk." That was 2045. Humans had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now they knew they weren't. The alien ship landed in a field outside Geneva. It was smooth and silver, shaped like a teardrop, and bigger than 5 football fields. People from all over the world watched on screens as the ship's door opened. Out came creatures with blue skin, 4 arms, and large eyes. They called themselves the HFY. "We represent the Galactic Council," said their leader in perfect English, "a union of 27 species across the stars. We have been watching your world for some time." John Carter wasn't supposed to be important. He was just a diplomat from the North American Alliance who happened to speak 7 languages. But when the aliens asked for someone to come with them to meet the full council, the world leaders picked John. "Why me?" John asked the president. "Because you're good with words, you stay calm under pressure, and frankly, you're expendable if this goes wrong," the president answered honestly. 3 days later, John found himself on a ship traveling faster than light, heading to the center of the galaxy. The HFY kept looking at him like he was a child or a pet. They explained things slowly and repeated themselves often. "Your species is quite young," said Krell, a HFY scientist. "Many on the council wonder if it's too soon to welcome humans, but we have a tradition of bringing developing worlds into our community." John tried not to feel insulted. "Humans have split atoms, mapped our genome, and stepped on our moon. We aren't primitives." Krell made a sound like laughing. "My dear human, the youngest council race mastered gravity control 50,000 years ago. The oldest, like us, were traveling between stars when your ancestors were still living in caves. The Galactic Council headquarters was a massive space station orbiting a red giant star. Representatives from 27 species sat in a giant circular room. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange John couldn't tell which part was their face. "The human representative may approach," announced a voice. John walked to the center of the room. His heart beat fast, but he kept his face calm. This moment would determine humanity's future. "I bring greetings from Earth," he said. "We come seeking friendship and knowledge." The council members watched him with different expressions. Some seemed curious, others bored. The HFY delegation looked almost annoyed. "The council acknowledges Earth," said the chairperson, a tall being with golden skin. "You will be granted observer status while we evaluate your species." Back on Earth, the United Earth Coalition formed quickly. Countries that had fought for centuries now worked together. Everyone understood that in the face of advanced aliens, human division seemed small and silly. Lisa Monroe noticed it first. She was studying the basic technology the aliens had shared. As Earth's top physicist, she saw what others missed. "They're not giving us their real science," she told Susan Brooks, the newly appointed High Ambassador. "This is simplified, watered down, like giving calculators to people who need computers." Susan wasn't surprised. "They see us as children. We need to prove otherwise." In the months that followed, more alien ships arrived. Tourists from across the galaxy came to see Earth like it was a zoo. Business representatives offered partnerships that always seemed to benefit them more than humans. "We should be careful," John warned during a coalition meeting. "The council isn't evil, but they don't see us as equals." At the edge of the solar system, a HFY commander spoke to his superior through a secure channel. "The humans are adapting quickly. Too quickly. Keep watching them," came the reply. "They have potential, but they must learn their place. The universe has a hierarchy, and they are at the bottom." The commander nodded. "And if they don't accept their place, then they will be taught, one way or another." 5 years passed since first contact. Humans tried hard to fit into galactic society, but it wasn't easy. Captain Eric Miller stood on the bridge of the UES Horizon, Earth's most advanced starship. But to the Galactic Council, it was barely better than a toy. The Horizon and 3 other human ships were given the least important patrol routes at the edge of Council space. "Another exciting day watching empty space," said Eric's first officer, Linda. Eric smiled. "At least we're out here. Our parents never even left Earth." The truth was, humans were treated like children everywhere in Council space. They were given simple jobs and basic technology. When humans asked for better, the Council always said, "You're not ready yet." But behind the scenes, something interesting was happening. Humans were solving problems that stumped alien scientists for years. Kate Allen worked in a Council shipyard, fixing alien ships. One day, she noticed a flaw in the engine design of a Xoltheri cruiser. "This could work better if we changed the energy flow," she told her alien supervisor. The supervisor laughed. "That design has worked for 300 years, human." But Kate couldn't let it go. At night, she built a small model of her new engine design. When she showed it to the supervisor, even he couldn't deny it worked better. The energy output was 30% higher. 3 months later, the Council announced a breakthrough in engine technology. They never mentioned Kate's name. This pattern repeated across Council space. Human ideas were taken, improved, and presented as alien achievements. At first, humans were just happy to be helpful. But soon, they started to notice the unfairness. On Earth, Ambassador Susan Brooks received reports from humans across the galaxy. She compiled them and sent formal complaints to the Council. Each complaint was politely acknowledged, then ignored. "They're using us," Susan told John Carter during a private meeting. "They take our ideas but treat us like we're stupid." John nodded. "I've seen it too. The Xoltheri have put me on their cultural exchange committee, but they never listen to my input." "Maybe it's time we showed them what humans are really capable of," Susan said. Meanwhile, in a research facility on Mars, scientists worked on projects the Council knew nothing about. Earth governments had decided to keep some human research secret. Dr. Ben Howard led a team studying alien technology. "They give us the basic version, but we can figure out the rest ourselves." The team had already reverse-engineered several alien devices and improved them. They built weapons the Council would never approve of and ships faster than humans were supposed to have. "If they won't treat us as equals, we'll have to earn their respect," Ben told his team. In Council headquarters, the High Council met to discuss the human question. The Xoltheri representative spoke first. "Humans are advancing too quickly. They ask too many questions. They don't respect the natural order." A Pelian delegate, one of the friendlier species to humans, disagreed. "They bring fresh ideas. My people have benefited from human insights." "Fresh ideas taken without permission from Council archives," accused another delegate. "No," the Pelian said. "New ideas, different ways of thinking. Humans see connections we miss." The debate continued for hours. In the end, they voted on whether to give humans a full Council seat. For the 3rd time, the answer was no. The official reason: insufficient species maturity. That night, Susan Brooks received the news. Her face showed no emotion as she read the message. Then she made a call to Admiral Peter Walsh, head of Earth's Space Forces. "They rejected us again," she said. "Implement Security Protocol 17. "Are you sure?" asked the Admiral. "That means—" "I know what it means," Susan interrupted. "It's time we stopped asking for respect and started demanding it." Across Council space, human ships quietly changed course. Human workers left their stations. Human diplomats canceled meetings. The walkaway had begun, but the Council was too busy congratulating themselves to notice. The human mining colony on Europa was supposed to be safe. It sat on Jupiter's icy moon, far from any trouble. 300 men and women worked there, digging for rare metals that Earth needed. No one expected the attack. The Draxidi pirates came in 5 ships. They were tall, thin aliens with gray skin and sharp teeth. They were known across the galaxy as raiders who took what they wanted. "We're under attack," shouted Sam Green, the colony's security chief. "All civilians to the bunkers." Sam and his team of 20 guards fought bravely. They called for help from the Galactic Council patrol ships that were supposed to protect this sector. "Help is coming," said the council operator. "Hold your position." But help came too late. By the time council ships arrived, half the colony was destroyed. 32 humans were dead. The pirates were gone, along with tons of valuable ore. Admiral Peter Walsh stood in the room where Earth's leaders had gathered. His face was grim as he showed them a message his team had found. "We intercepted this communication between a council ship and the Drac City pirates," he said. "They knew about the attack before it happened. They waited on purpose." The message showed that council members had secretly allowed the attack. They wanted to see how humans would fight, how their weapons worked, and how they responded to crisis. "They used us as test subjects," said Susan Brooks, her voice cold with anger. "They watched our people die to gather data." Admiral Walsh took a deep breath. "I think it's time for the walk-away protocol." The room went quiet. The walk-away protocol was a plan so extreme that many thought it would never be used. It called for all humans to leave council space completely. "Where would we go?" asked one leader. "The Sagittarius Arm," said Walsh. "It's unexplored. No council presence. We've been mapping it secretly for years." "That's madness," said another. "We need the council's technology, their protection." "Do we?" asked Susan. "They take our ideas, treat us like children, and now they let our people die just to study us. What exactly are we getting from this relationship?" The vote was close, but in the end, they agreed. The walk-away protocol would begin immediately, but silently. No announcements, no goodbyes. Humans would simply leave. Over the next weeks, human ships changed course without explanation. Workers didn't show up for shifts. Students stopped attending council schools. At first, the council barely noticed. Humans were a tiny minority in their vast civilization. When they did notice, they found it amusing. "The apes are having a tantrum," a Soltheri counselor said during a meeting. "They'll come crawling back when they realize they need us." Only Daniel Wright and a small team of diplomats remained at council headquarters. They attended meetings, smiled politely, and revealed nothing about Earth's plans. "Don't you find it concerning that so many humans are returning to Earth?" a council member asked Daniel. "Humans often visit home," Daniel replied with a practiced smile. "Family is important to us." Meanwhile, far from council space, Nancy Kim led the first fleet of colony ships into the unknown. She stood on the bridge of the lead ship, looking at the stars no alien had ever mapped. "Begin scanning for habitable worlds," she ordered. "We need to find our new home." Back on Earth, factories worked day and night. Ships were built, weapons forged, and plans made. If humans were going to survive on their own, they needed to be strong. In his laboratory, Dr. Frank Martinez made the breakthrough they had all been waiting for. His team had been studying interdimensional physics, a field the council claimed was impossible. "It works," he told Admiral Walsh, showing him a small device that glowed with blue light. "We can create stable wormholes. We can travel anywhere instantly." Walsh smiled for the first time in weeks. "Pack everything. Your whole team is leaving tonight. The council cannot know about this." The exodus continued, quiet but unstoppable. Humans were walking away, and the Galactic Council had no idea what they were about to lose. 18 months passed like a whisper. One by one, humans disappeared from council space. No big announcements, no dramatic exits. They simply didn't renew their work contracts, sold their businesses, packed their things, and left. On the Soltheri homeworld, a business owner named Grax noticed his human employees were gone. "Where did the humans go?" he asked his assistant. "Back to Earth," they said. "Family matters." The assistant shrugged. "We can replace them easily." But they couldn't. The new workers didn't have the same skills, the same way of thinking. Profits dropped. The same story repeated across council space as 96% of humans quietly vanished. Some aliens made jokes about it. Human tantrum, they called it. They'll be back. Others saw opportunity. Humans had run many successful businesses in council space. Now those positions were open. Aliens rushed to fill the empty spots, but few could match the success the humans had. In the council's great meeting hall, Daniel Wright sat calmly, representing Earth. He was one of only 50 humans who remained in council space. His job was simple: reveal nothing, deny everything. Ambassador Wright, said the council chairperson, we have noticed a significant decrease in human presence throughout council territories. Can you explain this trend? Daniel smiled. Many of our people are participating in Earth's new colonial initiative. It's a cultural tradition for us to explore and settle new places. Without council approval? Asked a Zoltheri representative sharply. We weren't aware we needed permission to visit our own solar system, Daniel replied smoothly. The lie came easily. Humans weren't in their solar system at all. Far beyond council space, in the unexplored reaches of the Sagittarius Arm, Nancy Kim stood on the surface of a new world. The air was clean, the gravity just right. 3 suns lit the sky in an endless dance of light. We'll call it New Hope, she said to the colonists around her. The first of many. It was the 7th colony humans had established in the past year. Each one grew faster than the last as ships brought more people from Earth. Engineers built cities. Farmers planted crops. Scientists set up labs. And with each new colony, Earth sent something precious. Dr. Martinez's wormhole generators. These small devices allowed instant travel between colonies, creating a network that spanned vast distances but remained completely hidden from the council. Back on Earth, factories worked day and night, miles below the surface, in bunkers the council knew nothing about. Humans built ships unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. How many ships do we have now? Admiral Walsh asked his aide. 3,000 combat-ready vessels, sir. Another 1,000 under construction. Walsh nodded. Just 3 years ago, humans had been begging for scraps from the council table. Now they were building a fleet that could challenge any force in the galaxy. But not for conquest. For protection. Any sign the council suspects? No, sir. Our intelligence says they still think we're having an emotional reaction. They expect us to come crawling back any day now. In his private lab beneath the Atlantic Ocean, Dr. Frank Martinez put the finishing touches on his greatest work. His team had disappeared months ago, taking their research with them. The council never even noticed they were gone. The final equations, he said, looking at the complex formulas on his screen. With this, we can fold space itself, travel anywhere instantly. If the council had known what he had discovered, they would have taken it immediately. This technology was thousands of years beyond what they thought humans capable of. That night, Martins deleted all his files, packed a small bag, and boarded a submarine that would take him to a secret launch facility. By morning, he would be gone from Earth, joining the millions of humans who had already left. On council planets, business owners began to worry. Systems designed by humans started to fail without maintenance. Innovation stopped. Progress slowed. But still, the mighty Galactic Council didn't worry. It's just the humans, they told themselves. What could we possibly lose without them? They would find out soon enough. 3 years after humans began leaving, the Galactic Council finally started to worry. On the Kexeltheri science vessel, Eternal Wisdom, Chief Scientist Mox struggled with a problem. 6 months ago, his team had announced a breakthrough in quantum field stabilization. The plans had come from old human research they had claimed as their own. But now, they couldn't make it work. Run the test again, Mox ordered. His assistants tried once more, but the device failed. I don't understand, said his assistant. The human data suggested this would work. Mox hissed in frustration. Find me a human scientist. Any human. But there were none left on the science vessel. In fact, there were almost no humans anywhere in Council space anymore. Across the galaxy, similar scenes played out. Technologies that had worked perfectly when humans maintained them began to fail. Innovations that aliens had claimed credit for couldn't be reproduced without human insight. On the Pellan trade world of Nyx, the economy was in crisis. Half the businesses had closed. Many had been run by humans or depended on human customers. "My profits are down 60%, complained a shop owner to a council official. "When are the humans coming back?" The official had no answer. No one did. In the Grand Council chamber, an emergency meeting was called. Representatives from all 27 species gathered to discuss what many were now calling the human problem. "We need to send envoys to Earth," suggested one counselor. "Offer them better terms." "Why?" scoffed a Xolthari delegate. "They're just humans. We don't need them." But fear was growing. Reports from across Council space showed economic decline. Military readiness was down. Scientific progress had slowed to a crawl. The Council voted to send diplomats to Earth. 3 ships with the best negotiators in the galaxy set course for the human homeworld. They expected to find Earth desperate and ready to rejoin the galactic community. Instead, they found a planet that seemed oddly peaceful and unconcerned. Ambassador Alan Reeves met the Council delegation at a simple building near the old United Nations. He smiled and offered them drinks, acting as if their visit was just a friendly call. "We would like to discuss humans returning to Council space," said the lead diplomat. "We are prepared to offer very generous terms." Alan nodded politely. "I'll certainly pass along your offer to our government. But I should mention that most of our people are quite happy with our current situation. But your economy must be suffering without access to Council markets," pressed the diplomat. Alan just smiled. "We're managing quite well. Thank you." The truth was, Earth was doing better than it ever had. With most of its population now living in thriving colonies across the Sagittarius Arm, and with wormhole technology allowing instant transportation of goods and people, Earth had become more of a park than a crowded homeworld. Those who remained lived in comfort, serving as caretakers of humanity's birthplace. Meanwhile, beyond Council borders, trouble was brewing. The Draxidi pirates, once content to raid only with Council permission, had grown bold. They attacked 3 Council outposts in the past month alone. "The Council ships are slow to respond," reported a Draxidi captain to his leader. "They lack the tactical skill they had when humans served with them." The Draxidi leader smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Then we will take more next time." On a Council border station, Commander Vel watched his scanners with growing concern. The Draxidi were just the beginning. Other threats were testing Council defenses and finding them weaker than before. "Send another request for reinforcements," he told his communications officer. But he knew help would be slow to come. Council forces were stretched thin without human support. At a secret meeting, the highest Council members reviewed a disturbing report. Their spies had spotted human ships beyond the Perseus Void, an area the Council had never explored. The ships were unlike any human vessels they had seen before. Larger, more advanced, with energy signatures that suggested technology far beyond Council understanding. "How is this possible?" asked a Council elder. "Humans are primitive." An intelligence officer cleared her throat. "We have reason to believe we underestimated them." It was the understatement of the century. Humans hadn't just left. They had evolved, advanced, and created something new, something the Council was only beginning to understand. And they had done it all right under the Council's nose. The Vorlath came without warning. Their ships were black and shaped like claws. They tore through space with weapons that cut even the strongest shields. No one in the Galactic Council had seen them before. No one was ready. All ships, defensive formation. Ordered Fleet Admiral Zenks of the Xolthari Defense Force. His 20 ships faced 100 Vorlath vessels at the edge of Xolthari space. The battle lasted less than an hour. Only 3 Council ships escaped to warn others. "They fight like nothing we've seen," reported a wounded officer. They adapt to our tactics instantly. They seem to know our weaknesses. The council called an emergency session. Fear filled the great chamber as reports came in from all borders. The Vorlath were attacking everywhere at once. Where did they come from? Demanded a counselor. Deep space, answered the intelligence chief. Beyond our maps, they appear to be a hive species with highly advanced biotechnology. How do we stop them? No one had an answer. In the weeks that followed, the Vorlath pushed deeper into council space. Planets fell. Refugees fled. The mighty council military, once the pride of the galaxy, crumbled before this new enemy. The Exoltheri homeworld, heart of the oldest and proudest council race, fell in just 6 days. Billions died. Those who escaped told stories of horror. They take our people, whispered a survivor. They study us, then discard us. They call us lesser life. It was exactly how the Exoltheri had treated humans. In the remnants of the council chamber, the surviving leaders made a desperate decision. We must ask the humans for help, said the new chairperson. They are our only hope. Ambassador Alan Reeves received their message on Earth. He listened to their pleas with a calm face. I will relay your request to our government, he said. But I should warn you, our policy of non-interference is quite firm. Non-interference. The council representative looked shocked. Your species was part of the council. You can't just stand by while the galaxy burns. Alan smiled sadly. As I recall, the council voted 3 times to deny humans full membership. We were never truly part of your community. When the council ships left Earth, they carried only a message. Earth extends its thoughts and sympathies to all victims of this conflict. No ships, no weapons, no help. Refugees began to flee toward human space. The council had never mapped the region where humans had gone, but desperate people will try anything. The first refugee ships expected to find primitive human colonies, perhaps struggling to survive. Instead, they discovered something that left them in awe. The human sphere, as it was now called, spanned 1,000 star systems. Planets that should have taken centuries to settle thrived with life and technology. Great cities floated in the skies. Ships moved faster than light without entering hyperspace. And everywhere, there were humans. But not just humans. Other species too, ones the council had never met, living together in peace. A refugee ship captain reported back. They have built something beautiful, something we never imagined they could create. The council received this news with mixed feelings. Hope that humans might still help them. Anger that humans had achieved so much alone. Shame that they had dismissed them for so long. Then came the worst news yet. Scouts reported the Vorlath had discovered Earth's location. A massive fleet was heading there, clearly expecting an easy conquest of humanity's homeworld. We should warn them, said a council member. They already know, replied another. And may the stars help us all if Earth falls. But on the edge of the solar system, something unexpected happened. The Vorlath fleet, over 300 ships strong, suddenly stopped. Before them stretched an invisible line in space, and beyond that line waited the human fleet. 5,000 ships of designs never seen before, silent, still, waiting. The Vorlath sent a simple message, the same one they had sent to every world before attacking. Submit or perish. The human response was just as simple, no. And then the battle for Earth began. The battle lasted just 20 minutes. Council observers watched from a safe distance as the Vorlath fleet attacked the human defense line. They expected Earth to fall, like so many Council worlds had. What they saw instead changed their understanding of humans forever. The human ships moved like dancers, in perfect coordination. They didn't fire ordinary weapons. Instead, they bent space itself. Some Vorlath ships simply vanished. Others found themselves suddenly facing the wrong direction. Still others were trapped in bubbles where time moved differently. Impossible, whispered a Exoltheri scientist watching the battle. This technology shouldn't exist. When it was over, not a single human ship had been destroyed. The Vorlaf fleet was gone. Word spread quickly through what remained of Council space. Humans had done what the mighty Council could not. They had defeated the Vorlaf completely. But the human fleet did not pursue the remaining Vorlaf forces into Council territory. They simply held their line, protecting Earth and their own space, nothing more. In a hidden chamber deep beneath the ruins of the Council headquarters, the 7 highest members of the Council gathered in secret. They had received a disturbing report from their top scientists. "We've been reviewing ancient genetic records," explained the lead researcher. "Humans are special. Their DNA shows signs of extraordinary adaptability. They can change faster than any species we've ever studied." "What does this mean?" asked a Council elder. "It means they were never primitive. They were evolving at an accelerated rate. What takes other species thousands of years to develop, humans can achieve in decades." The Council members looked at each other in shock. For centuries, they had treated humans as lesser beings. Now they realized the truth. Humans were the most advanced life form they had ever encountered. A scout ship returned from the edge of human territory with even more surprising news. The region humans called the New Frontier was thriving beyond imagination. The scout had captured images of massive space stations, artificial worlds, and technologies that defied Council understanding. Most shocking of all, humans weren't alone. They had allied with 15 other intelligent species, some from beyond the galaxy. Species the Council had never even discovered. "How did we miss this?" demanded a counselor. "We saw what we expected to see," replied another. "We assumed humans were simple, so we never looked deeper." As the Council debated what to do, news arrived that the main Vorlaf fleet was approaching Earth. Over 1,000 ships, the largest force ever assembled, were preparing to attack humanity's homeworld. "This is the end," said a Council member. "If Earth falls, we all fall." But Earth did not fall. When the Vorlaf attacked, they met something they had never faced before. The space around Earth rippled like water. Massive energy shields, invisible until activated, sprang to life, and behind them waited the true human armada. Not thousands of ships, tens of thousands. The Vorlaf fought bravely but hopelessly. Their weapons could not penetrate the shields. Their ships could not match the speed of the human vessels. Their tactics failed against human creativity. In the command center of the lead Vorlaf ship, the Hive Queen realized the truth. "They let us come," she said to her generals. "They wanted us to see their power." Council spies reported that the humans had achieved something thought impossible: technological singularity. They had created artificial intelligence that worked with them, not for them. They had mastered genetic engineering, nanotechnology, and dimensional physics. And they had done it all in isolation, free from Council restrictions and prejudice. More shocking than their technology was their philosophy. Humans had expanded into space not to conquer, but to explore. They had met other species not as masters, but as friends. They had built not an empire, but a community. Everything the Council claimed to be but wasn't. "We must prepare," said the Council chairperson as the Vorlaf fleet burned. "When humans defeat the Vorlaf completely, they will turn their attention to us. But would humanity seek revenge for how they had been treated? Or would they show the mercy that the Council had never shown them?" The galaxy waited to find out. After the great battle, silence fell across the stars. The Vorlaf retreated to the edges of known space. The Council worlds waited in fear, wondering what humans would do next. The answer came on a quiet morning at what remained of Council headquarters. A single human ship arrived, elegant and gleaming. From it stepped High Ambassador Olivia Clark, the new voice of humanity. The remaining Council members gathered in their damaged meeting hall. Many seats were empty, their worlds now lost or destroyed. "Welcome, Ambassador," said the Council chairperson, trying to hide his fear. "We are honored by your presence." Olivia looked around the room calmly. "I bring a message from Earth and the human sphere. We offer our assistance to all worlds affected by the Vorloth attacks. A murmur ran through the chamber. This was not what anyone expected. Assistance? Asked a counselor. Not conquest. Olivia smiled. Humans never wanted conquest. Even after how we were treated, we never sought revenge. She stepped forward and activated a hologram showing thousands of human ships. Our fleet has already moved to secure the borders of former Council space. The Vorloth will not trouble you again. We are also sending medical ships, food supplies, and construction teams to help rebuild. The Council members looked at each other in confusion. Where was the anger? The punishment for years of mistreatment. Why would you help us? Asked the Soul Theory representative, who had been among the most dismissive of humans in the past. Because that's what humans do, Olivia replied simply. We help those in need, even those who didn't help us. But the offer came with one condition. The Galactic Council would need to be reorganized completely. No more hierarchy of species. No more treating younger races as lesser. All would have equal voice, equal rights, equal respect. The old ways led to this disaster, Olivia explained. They cannot continue. The Council had no choice but to agree. Their mighty civilization lay in ruins while humanity thrived. They had gambled and lost. Now they would learn to live by human rules. In the days that followed, human ships appeared over devastated worlds bringing help and hope. The people of the Council learned what the Council itself had missed. Humans were not just clever builders or brave fighters. They were compassionate in victory. They remembered injustice, but did not return it. Admiral Peter Walsh, now an older man with gray hair, visited the Soul Theory homeworld with relief supplies. He met with an elder named Krell, one of the few who had survived the Vorloth attack. Long ago, I was one of those who argued humans were too primitive to join the Council as equals, Krell admitted. I wonder now what might have happened if we had welcomed you properly. Walsh looked out at the ruins of the once proud Soul Theory capital. We might have faced the Vorloth together, built something greater than either of us could alone. Instead, we pushed you away and nearly destroyed ourselves, Krell said sadly. The past is done, Walsh replied. What matters is what we build next. As the galaxy began to heal, humans revealed one last surprise. Something even more valuable than their technology or military might. They shared their art, music, stories, and philosophy. Council species had always seen these things as frivolous, less important than science or power. But as they experienced human creativity, they discovered something they had been missing without knowing it. Their music makes me feel things I cannot name, confessed a Pelian artist. Their stories show perspectives I never imagined. In the new council chamber, built with human help, representatives of all species now sat as equals. The old hierarchy was gone. New voices were heard. And for the first time, the galaxy began to truly flourish. Humans had walked away when they were treated as lesser beings. They had built their own future, far beyond what anyone thought possible. And when they returned, they brought not revenge but redemption. The Galactic Council had realized too late what they had lost. But humans, in their strange and wonderful way, gave them a second chance anyway. That, more than any technology or weapon, was humanity's greatest gift to the stars.